teachers and fellow students, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to tell you a story entitled The Enormous Turnip. Once, Mr. Johnson has got a big garden. There are flowers and fruit trees in the garden. There are vegetables under the trees. Mr. Johnson has got a seed. It's a small turnip seed. He puts the seed into the earth and goes to bed. In the night, the turnip grows and grows and grows. It grows very, very big. It's enormous. In the morning, Mr. Johnson is in the garden. He puts his hand on the enormous turnip. What a wonderful, enormous turnip, he says. He pulls, but nothing happens. He pulls and he pulls, but nothing happens. The turnip is too big. Mr. Johnson calls his wife Lizzie. Come here, Lizzie. Come and help me. This turnip is too big. Mr. Johnson and his wife Lizzie pull and pull and pull, but nothing happens. The turnip is too big. Mr. Johnson calls his son Ben. Come here, Ben. Come and help us. This turnip is too big. Mr. Johnson, his wife Lizzie, and his son Ben pull and pull and pull, but nothing happens. The turnip is too big. Mr. Johnson calls his daughter Katie. Come here, Katie. Come and help us. This turnip is too big. Mr. Johnson, his wife Lizzie, his son Ben, his daughter Katie pull and pull and pull, but nothing happens. The turnip is too big. Mr. Johnson calls his dog Pip. Come here, Pip. Come and help us. This turnip is too big. Mr. Johnson, his wife Lizzie, his son Ben, his daughter Katie, and his dog Pip pull and pull and pull, but nothing happens. The turnip is too big. Mr. Johnson calls his cat Lola. Come here, Lola. Come and help us. This turnip is too big. Mr. Johnson, his wife Lizzie, his son Ben, his daughter Katie, his dog Pip, his cat Lola pull and pull and pull, but nothing happens. The turnip is too big. A little white mouse is under the apple tree. The little mouse looks at Mr. Johnson and his family. Mr. Johnson calls the mouse. Come here, little white mouse. Come and help us. This turnip is too big. Mr. Johnson, his wife Lizzie, his son Ben, his daughter Katie, his dog Pip, his cat Lola, and the little white mouse pull and pull and pull, but pop! The enormous turnip comes out of the earth. Mrs. Johnson says, come and help me cook this wonderful, enormous turnip. She goes into the kitchen with Mr. Johnson. Her son Ben, her daughter Katie, her dog Pip, her cat Lola, and the little white mouse how Mr. Johnson, Mrs. Johnson, Ben, Katie, Pip, Lola, and the little white mouse helped Mrs. Johnson cook the wonderful, enormous turnip. Mr. Johnson, Mrs. Johnson, Ben, Katie, Pip, Lola, and the little mouse eat the enormous turnip.